Sometimes I go to the movies and I walk away mad. I just wanted to see some boobies, and I wanted to see man. What can I do? Ooh, what can I do? I can watch some creepy, crappy movie reviews. Creepy, crappy movie reviews.
Howdy everybody, how's everybody doing out there? Creepy Kentuckian here for a new edition of Creepy's Crappy Movie Reviews. What do you think of that? I was thinking I haven't done one of these since January. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's been, I knew it had been a while, but I didn't know it had been like 6 months. But anyway, I'm back. There's actually a few movies that I've gotten. Try to use a little bit of English, correct English, that is. Even though you guys don't expect it, that's why I like you guys. You've been accepting of our hillbilly nature and redneck ways. Yeah, there's a couple that I've actually bought that was, on sale, stuff like that, that I wanted to do reviews of, and one of them is this review coming up. But yeah, I'm going to try to do a couple more of these. I mean, it's a little difficult during the week, especially I got odd hours sometimes at work, and I don't know, I'm always doing that stuff during the week and just don't really have the time as much anymore to do these, but whatever. We'll get them done when we get them done. And I also need to do another Blue Inferno review as well, because I've gotten a few Blu-rays that I'd like to talk about, and one that I believe we're going to be reviewing on the show this week, Franco Nero in Django, which I've heard good things about, but I've never seen it. Anyway, on to the review. A lot of us know the Van Damme movie, Kickboxer. And a lot of people consider it a classic. I consider it a classic. I think it's a great martial arts movie. It's actually my favorite Van Damme movie. I know people were like, oh, no. Okay, blood sport, baby, blood sport. Bloodsport's good. But I like Kickboxer. I grew up with Kickboxer. I saw Kickboxer before Bloodsport, so I like Kickboxer the best. But what a lot of people don't really, it's almost like these movies never exist. The sequels to Kickboxer, and I think they went up all the way to like Kickboxer 5, maybe, or maybe they went beyond that. I don't know. I have seen like the Kickboxer 2 through 4. I made the mistake of renting all those VHS tapes back in the day for triple threat, I guess. And but nobody talks about the sequels, and one of the sequels that I actually picked to just talk about on this is why I bought it. It was only like $5 or something on deepdiscount.com. Would be Sasha Mitchell in Kickboxer 2: The Road Back. And the funny thing is, like, if you're a fan of the original movie, the Sloan brothers were Kurt and I don't know what his other brother's name was, Kurt and Eric. And they never ever referenced another brother. Like, one brother was raised in France, the other brother was raised in the United States. That sort of explained the accent that Van Damme had. But there was never talk of another brother. And of course they could not afford Van Damme to return in this, so they hired Sasha Mitchell to play his younger brother, his other brother. What was his name in this? David Sloan. So you had Kurt, Eric, and David. Okay, those are the Sloan brothers. Okay, no more until like I think they introduced like another brother in like the fifth one, or maybe it was the same guy playing Sasha Mitchell's role. Anyway, Sasha Mitchell's also a martial artist, much in the vein of his. He wanted to be like his brothers, but didn't work out that way. I mean, he had a decent career, but now he's running a center for kids. That sort of like the martial arts miracles, if you will, if you're fans of Breaking to Electric Boogaloo. And the story is that they explain in this is Tong Po one night brutally killed Kurt. And they hired like a Van Damme impersonator to play Kurt, just laying there dead in the movie and all that. And Tong Po, whatever, is one of the guys that returns. The guy that plays Tong Po, Michael Quisi, along with Dennis. I think the guy's name's Dennis Chan. Xian, the guy that played Xian, and those two return in this. But the plot is pretty much the same. I mean, they try to get they try to get David, Sasha Mitchell's character, back in the ring so he can. I guess Tom Poe's still pissed off at him. I mean, you shoot a fucker, you shoot Kurt, but you still want redemption for him, like fucking you up in the first movie. I don't get it, but stuff in this film is just bizarre. Like, okay. I guess, like, if you're a fan of Everybody Loves Raymond, you'll recognize Peter Boyle in this. Peter Boyle is like the main bad guy that runs the bad. He's like a bad promoter that gets all of his fighters on steroids and all this stuff. And then there's this other dude, this Asian dude, who sort of tricks him into putting these matches together with Tom Po, and I guess one of David's friends, and of course he kills David's friend in the ring, and yeah, I mean that's ultimately what causes him to want to fight Tom Po. And this is after Tom Po's henchman or whoever burned down his training facilities and kills another kid. So there's a lot of killing going on in Kickboxer 2, The Road Back. Another funny aspect to it, though, that a lot of people talk about is at this same time, like this came out in '91, Sasha Mitchell was known as Cody in the series Step by Step, and he was like a comedic character, not a serious character at all, just sort of like they didn't really say it, but he was sort of like a stoner character or something. And this one he plays a straight character. It's bizarre. It really is weird. But yeah, I mean this is not that bad of a movie. It's sort of like bad in a good way. Like if you come, if you're around a bunch of friends and you want to watch something that you all can just sort of laugh at and make fun of and stuff. Kickboxer 2 is that type of movie, but just some of the stuff that really doesn't make any sense, especially if you sort of watch it back to back with the first movie. They never had another brother, like that was obvious, but they just sort of, I guess they couldn't afford Van Damme or the other dude that plays paraplegic brother. They couldn't afford those guys back, or they didn't want to come back, or I don't know what. So they just hire somebody that's yet another brother. It's funny, but yeah, Kickboxer 2. The Road Back. You can get this on DVD for next to nothing, actually, like $4 or $5. And it really shouldn't be any more than that, because this is one of those Lionsgate Films deals where it looked like to me that they just took the film from a VHS. It's a really awful transfer on this. You'd probably be better off if you see it like a VHS at the flea market for like 50 cents. It's probably going to look pretty much the same as this. I mean, this was a direct to video release, so it's probably full frame anyway. But yeah, if you want to see it again, it's a fun movie. I'm not going to lie about that. It's one of those movies that's so bad it's good, but at the same time, it's not. Like, if you compare these two, I mean, this is like eating ice cream. This is like eating fucking dog shit. But at the same time, hey, this is a fuckload better than any of the other. Let me tell you something. I made the mistake of watching, I think Kickboxer 3 and 4 also had Sasha Mitchell in it. And those, oh my God, those are like some of the most boring pieces of dog shit you can ever watch. But this is a very watchable piece of dog shit. I'll say that. And it's something that, you'll get a laugh or two out of. And it's cool to see Peter Boyle as an evil son of a bitch. Just because I've seen his character and Everybody Loves Raymond, and I don't know. That's the only thing I can remember that guy from now, even though I know that he did play some villains in movies, but just not believable anymore at all if you see him in that. But Kickboxer 2, The Road Back, check that out. It's a little piece of crap from my childhood, and check us out over at DEADPIT. We'll be doing a horror roundtable this week, and I think what we should have probably tomorrow, a brand new retro wrestling night, which will feature the St. Valentine's Day Massacre that the WWF did in 1999. So anyway, Kickboxer 2, The Road Back, Creepy Kentuckian, and this has been Creepy's Crappy Movie Reviews. For now, I'll be back at some point to humor you with other creepy, crappy movies.